It's great to see that after years behind the scenes building their influence and their control over this industry, that finally at the Grammys of 2023, Satan has been acknowledged for the impact that he's made in the music industry around the world. Everybody's talking about the Grammys 2023 and the guest appearance from Satan. Sam Smith did some song. He's got somebody that he does duet with or something.
Sam, thank you. You're a true angel and hero in my life.
Was that supposed to be irony?
Honestly, I am not digging into all the details here because I don't need to know them. I've seen the pictures, I've seen the video, and my take on this, it's not, like, this isn't a surprise, and I don't think anybody feels like it's a surprise if you are at all aware of what's going on in the culture right now. But here's the two dangers that I do see in the response to this. So I've seen a lot of response, and a lot of negative responses, both from the left and the right side of the aisle, kind of across the culture, and that, like, this is inappropriate, this is weird, you know, all of these different kind of things. And rightfully so. Like, it's grotesque, it's weird, it's literally making light of Satan and demonic worship and demonic ritual and doing these things for most likely a sensationalist approach. But there is a deeper root here that we need to be aware of. And this is where I think the Christian really needs to be careful, is that we can't go to this side of like, oh, condemn, 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 and that's like the whole of what we do. We do need to reach the world. We need to reach the world with the truth. So it's not so much that we just need to condemn this, we need to call out the danger of it. It's not just say like, this is so inappropriate, this is bad, 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 bad. Why is this inappropriate? This is dangerous. It's dangerous because of, Romans 1 tells us, is when we know God, but we choose to worship the creation rather than the Creator, God gives us over to a debased mind. So if we believe in real, actual supernatural forces, God and Satan, angels and demons, what other spiritual forces that are, you know, kind of coming around on this spiritual plane, then these things should be taken serious. They're flirting with or giving themselves over to things that are very, very dangerous, things that are self-destructive. And we see this in our culture, right? We see in our culture the obsession with self, that we define what's truth. We define who we are. We are the center of power and influence and truth in our lives. And it's just not true. It's not the reality we live in. If we as Christians are going to be impactful, we need to know where the culture is and respond to it where it's at. I mean, Western culture for a long time, in my opinion, has had a demonic attack of silence and hiddenness, right? They hide in the shadows, kind of, you know, keep to the outskirts and bide the time. And Satan is a master strategist. He's been around for millennia. He's been, you know, honing manipulation and deception, and, you know, he's the king of this world or the god of this world, and he controls the world system, and the Grammys is definitely part of the world system. If we as Christians kind of disregard all this, kind of coming to the other side, it's like, oh, well, that's just the way the world is. I'm just going to, you know, live my life and do my thing. That is a very self-centered approach. And I think we need to kind of find a middle ground. We can't become obsessed with condemning the world, and we can't become obsessed with ignoring the world, thinking that it's not going to impact us. If we are ignoring the world, we're not living on mission. If we're condemning the world, we're not living on mission either. We need to be in the world, but not of the world. So that's the healthy relationship with this side. And we need to be, you know, pursuing being salt and light to our cultures, which is identifying the wrong in the world and trying to bring light to it, bring salt to it, to expose and bring the truth out. So that's my take on the Grammys last night and Satan's appearance at the show. I think it was terrible. I think, you know, I'm glad I wasn't watching it. Apparently not many people were, although they did have 4 million, give or take, extra viewers. So maybe they made an actual deal with Satan.
Thanks, Satan.
They did make a deal with Pfizer, which I think is interesting.
And in the end, what's the difference?
So anyways, all that aside, like I said, Christians, go be salt and light. Know what the world is like. Be prepared. There is a transition coming on where we are no longer dealing with the demonic in the shadows, right? We're no longer dealing with the demonic kind of hiding behind things. There is now a worship and a praise of the demonic in our culture, and we need to be aware of this so that we can push back against it boldly, just as boldly as there are elements pushing for that. Like, share, subscribe. Help us get the word out. We love you guys. Glad that you watch the videos. Glad that you tune in. Join our newsletter list. Click down in the comments below. You can join our newsletter. Get these things and updates bi-weekly. Just kind of help prepare you to live in a digital world as a Christian and continue to live on mission for Christ.